my darlings, thank you so much for stopping by and visiting with me in my kitchen on today. Today, what are we going to do? Today, we still have some lobster left over from when we made the lobster rolls. So, I decided that I'm going to make a Langostino lobster pasta that you could never resist. Ever. In a million years. I promise you. You're not going to want to pass this up. So, just sit back, relax, and watch how to make this beautiful, quick recipe, something you can eat and enjoy and love. Let's get started. Alrighty guys, now for this quick recipe, which is going to be a lovely, lovely dinner, we're going to need an onion, 2 tomatoes, a half of a bell pepper, and I have about a pound of the Langostino lobster. Okay, we're going to set that to the side. And a whole bunch of fresh spinach already washed. I also found this because I was challenged to do a gluten-free recipe, believe it or not. And so I found Barilla has gluten-free pasta. So this is some fettuccine pasta, gluten-free, made by Barilla, that I found at the store. I already have some water on the oven boiling, waiting for my pasta, and you're also going to need a little cheese. I'm going to use a combination of Parmesan and Asiago, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in just a minute. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, as usual, I'm going to go ahead and cut up our onion and bell pepper because we want to go ahead and get that into the pan. We're making a spinach so that we can start sauteing. So we're going to volumize it with some veggies so that you don't have to add veggies to it. Okay, so we're going to cut up our tomato, and I'm just going to slice it a little bit, give us a little muscle, so to speak. We're not going to make big chunks of it. And then I'm just going to slice that up. And if you can see, I'm going to put everything on the same cutting board because I'm going to put it all in the pan together. With the exception of, I'm going to put the tomatoes in last. Okay, so we're slicing those up. Okay, and then I'm going to slide that to the side of my cutting board. Alright. Have a little paper towel here to wipe up the wet tomato. So then I'm going to slice up my bell pepper. Now normally we would cut it into chunks, and you see this little white part right here? This is the part I usually either pull out or cut out because that's just the little rind on the inside. And you know, you shake it and you get those seeds out. I guess I didn't shake it very well that time. That's okay. And and I don't like that little rind part, so we're going to pull that out. And normally, when I'm cutting up my bell pepper, I slice it into cubes. But this time, I think what I'm going to do is just kind of leave it in strips. But I'm going to cut the strips in half because, like I said, I'm usually only cooking for 2, so I don't have to cook very much unless we're having friends over or unless my daughter is coming by for dinner. So either way, during the week I don't generally cook for a lot of people. Okay, so we have that cut into our little slivers, and all I'm going to do is just cut that in half. See, and there you have your bell pepper. And then I'm going to take the onion. My daughter, she's probably going to be here for dinner today. She doesn't like a lot of onion. So I'm not going to put a whole onion in this time. I'm just going to put maybe a half onion. Not really even a half. I cut a little small piece off. And peel that top layer off. Remember I told you guys what I usually do after the little papery kind of peel. I peel that top layer off too because it's kind of tough. And so I'm going to slice that onion. And she doesn't really like onion. She usually picks it out. So I try to cut it as small as I can, but sometimes I tell her, you know, honey, you know, the long pieces are the good pieces. And she's like, ugh, onion. But, yeah, I trick her into eating onion all the time. So we're gonna chop that up, mince it, so to speak. It does seem like a lot of onion. That wouldn't even have. That was a big onion. All right, so we're gonna mince that and get that ready. And we have that ready. That is ready. I'm gonna slide that to the side. And see, you're gonna volumize your pasta with that spinach. Then we're gonna take 2 cloves of garlic. Now I buy my garlic already peeled. Of course, you could buy the whole cloves and peel them yourself, but I just seem to, it's easier for me, especially when I'm pressed for time. And as I showed you, you can press it through the garlic presser, but I like to smash it. Oh, look at that, me making a mess. Onions flying everywhere, but you can smash it and chop it. That way it makes it easier to chop when you smash it. And you get a lot of good flavor out of it. So now, we already have our onions, bell peppers, tomatoes, onions, onions, bell pepper, tomatoes, and garlic all chopped up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the stove, start sauteing this. We have a lobster that we're going to kick in along with our spinach. The water's boiling. I'm going to drop the fettuccine in the water, and this is going to come together quickly. Alright, so we already have our pan on the stove, and we've already put our noodles into the pot. Now how you keep your pasta from sticking while they're boiling is you put a little oil in the water. Keeps them from sticking. So we're going to put in a couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil because this is pasta and it's Italian, so we want to make sure that we are getting all the flavors we could possibly get out of this. Okay, so we got that oil in the bottom of the pan. So the first thing we're going to do is drop in our garlic. We want to go ahead and get that started first. And we're going to saute that around. Garlic smells so good when it's sauteed, when it's cooking in the bottom of a pan. It really just smells up the kitchen. It smells really good. And as you can see, it's starting to get toasty looking. So because it's starting to brown, and I have, of course, my trusty spoon, because it's starting to brown, we're going to go ahead and put in our onion. And let that begin to caramelize. We're taking our time a little bit with the sauteing this time because we want the full flavor of each item. So we're layering it in, but we're not going to just dump it all together. So we want to get that full flavor from each item. Onions are starting to get kind of glossy. We're going to drop in our bell pepper. And let all of that marry each other. And we're not going to drop our tomato in until much later. So I'm going to get all that in there together. Now it's starting to turn that glossiness and translucent. That's what we're looking for. So now that we got that going, what we're going to do is add in our spinach. So we're going to add our spinach in. Like I said, we're not going to put our tomatoes in until much later. Add in a big old bowl of fresh spinach. And it's going to cook down and wilt down. So don't worry about the volume of it. So you lay those spinach leaves on top, and then you let the aroma and the steam from the onions and the garlic kind of work their way through it, and then you start to saute. That way, again, those flavors are marrying each other. And see how it starts to wilt down already? I don't want it to wilt too much, but that's good right there. So you can get that in there. Get that mixed around. It smells really good. So now all of those are together, so we're going to now start adding in our seasonings. We're going to put a couple of pinches of black sea salt. Going to put a pinch of pepper, a little bit of onion powder, not garlic powder because we've already put the fresh garlic in, but we are going to add a little onion powder to just give it an extra level. Alright, we're going to add in about 2 tablespoons of oregano, dried oregano. There we go. Working really well. Look at it. It smells really, really good. Now, we're going to add in just a teaspoon of fennel seed. 1 teaspoon. Not any more than that because we don't want our lobster to taste like sausage. We want it to taste like lobster. So now, before we add in our lobster, what we're going to do is take this off the burner and we're going to get us a pot and start on the sauce that's going to go in with the lobster. Okay, so on medium heat, I've already put a little bit, about a half a cup, no, I'm sorry, it's about a cup of almond milk in the bottom of the pan. And then I'm going to take about 4 to 8 ounces of, I've used a combination of, about 4 ounces, I'm sorry, a combination of Asiago cheese and Parmesan cheese, and cut it into blocks and dropped it into the almond milk. I'm using my whisk to stir it around because when it starts to melt, I want it to really incorporate. I have the heat on medium so that it doesn't cook too fast, but it doesn't cook too slow. So we're going to wait for that to melt down. The good thing about those kind of cheeses is they don't melt very quickly, and the cheeses that don't melt very quickly are better for you, but they have a little bit of a bite. Not a spicy bite, but kind of a nutty bite. And they taste really good with pasta and shellfish. So we're going to let that cook, and then we'll be ready to put all this together. Okay, as you can see, our cheese has already melted down in the almond milk. Notice I'm using almond milk instead of regular milk. Alright, so now what we're going to do is take this off the fire, and we're going to put the veggies back onto the fire. Because what we're getting ready to do is incorporate in our lobster. So I'm going to turn the oven back up to medium high. I'm going to put my lobster in that I've already thawed out and rinsed. And we put enough seasoning and herbs in the veggie mixture that we probably really don't need anymore. But just to be safe, we're going to put a little bit more onion powder. Just a little. And just 1 more pinch of black sea salt. Just to give it a little extra, because when we put the noodles in, the noodles and everything have to take all of it. Okay. And your pasta, our pasta has already been cooked. I've already drained it over in the oven. So I'm getting ready to bring that over. Over in the sink, I'm sorry. So we're going to bring that over. Go ahead and put your pasta in before you put in your sauce. And the reason for that is because you want to go ahead and mix all of this stuff together so that the sauce doesn't have to work so hard to cover, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and mix all my veggies, my lobster, all of that in with my pasta. Normally I would use a deeper pan, but today I didn't feel like doing a whole lot of extra. So, and that's what. And see how these fettuccine noodles did not stick together because we put that oil in, a little bit of that oil in the water, and you can use a little olive oil in the water, and it keeps it from sticking. Now that we've mixed all of it together, and you can hear it, I'm pretty sure you can hear the sizzle because it's all marrying each other. Now we're going to take our sauce, our cheese sauce, and just pour it over. Okay. And there we go. Now when you get to the bottom of the cheese sauce, you're probably going to still see a little chunk. That's okay. You actually kind of want that. Then we're going to take our trusty spoon. Mix all of that goodness in together. And look at that. It's gluten-free, full of veggies, and some lobster to boot. It's rich, it's going to be tasty. So now what you're going to do is leave this uncovered on top of the stove for about 3 or 4 minutes. Then you're going to cover it up and let it simmer for 3 minutes. You don't want to go too long because you don't want to like overcook your pasta. So you're going to let it simmer for 3 minutes. Leave it uncovered for 3 and then let it simmer covered for 3. And then after you simmer it, then it'll be ready to go. Alrighty, my darlings, there you have it. We made us a nice, wonderful meal for the evening. We made us some spinach Langostino pasta. Has all the veggies that you need, along with a little bit of French bread on the side, topped with just a sprinkle of Asiago cheese grated. It has our spinach and bell peppers and onions and everything in it, and it's really, really good. So give this recipe a try. See if you like it. You just may. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. So if you like what you saw, you like everything that we did here today, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button and keep coming back because we're going to have lots more videos for you. The likes over here and the subscribes over here, I think. Either way, go ahead and hit like and subscribe because I want to keep giving you the content that you want. Thank you so much for stopping by, taking the time to watch little old me cook a nice healthy meal. And guess what, you guys? This is gluten-free. I used gluten-free pasta. So, there we go. Gluten-free, vegetarian, all that. We do it all. Vegan, all that. So, thank you again for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And you enjoying this kitchen experience with me. You know Mama Kim is always going to have your back when it comes to this cooking. You guys, God bless you. Have a wonderful evening and happy cooking. You know what, babe?